Good morning, good morning. This is Kelly Ramsey. I'm showing you a picture of this French press and this cup because that's going to be our topic this morning. Hey Sharika, good morning. So I wanted to get on this morning because I want to keep my word. And I said I would be on, between 8:30. So I'm actually headed out this morning, and so I wanted to stop in. And so the topic this morning was, are you pressed? And I'm Kelly Ramsey with Developing People, and we are a agency that supports discovering the greatness within you. We believe that God placed you here on earth for a purpose, and we want you to discover that. And then also we want to help you to develop the greatness that's within you and develop your ideas from an idea to a reality. And then we want to help you to launch it, because any idea that's created, any goal created, if it's never launched, then it can't reach the people that it's intended to reach. And so this morning I was making my coffee in my French press, which I just showed you a picture of. And I thought about the process of the French press. And so those that know me, I'm a big coffee drinker. Love coffee connoisseur, like childhood dream. Like one day I'm going to drink coffee with my mom and dad and hang out in the kitchen and talk. And so that was all of our dreams, me and my two sisters, and we do it. So no matter where we are, what part of our day, in the mornings you can find us getting some good coffee, and in the evenings you can find us winding down with a good cup of coffee. So as I was doing this process, one of the processes of the French press is that you boil your water to a high heat. And then you put your coffee grounds that are ground in a particular way so it doesn't seep through the I don't know what it is called, but whatever the thing is at the top that you push. And so it doesn't seep through. And so you pour the hot water over those coffee grounds, and then you put the top on and you let it sit, and you don't push it down. And so what's happening is that hot water is expressing all of the coffee flavors and the richness of the coffee into the clean water, now into the coffee water. And then when it's time, after a set amount of time, then you press down, and it pushes all of the grounds to the bottom, and then the essence of the coffee rises to the top, and you have a full body, rich cup of coffee. So it made me think about how God processes us in the scripture when it says we're pressed on every side, but we're not perplexed. We're not in confusion. We're not dismayed, knowing that there's a greater working within us, which is God. I'm paraphrasing that scripture. And so what happens when we are pressed? Either we kind of sit there and we just say, I'm just being pressed on every side, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to do nothing. Or we get up through that pressing and we push our way through to the next thing and to the next task. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. Even though you are overwhelmed with so many responsibilities and so many things to do, you still want to keep pressing towards what God put purpose in your heart to do and to accomplish. And give up the idea of this perfectionism. I struggled with that a lot. So this idea that I can't do it until it's the perfect state, in the perfect way, exactly how I planned it, and then I'll roll it out. What happens is you never roll it out, because you don't get to that place of perfection, and you use that as an excuse for not producing what you need to do. So even now I'm pushing down my coffee, pressing down. And as I'm pressing down, it's not an immediate, it goes down to the bottom, but there's a suction there that makes sure that every piece is caught in that press down, so that you don't get any coffee grounds remaining in the water or in the liquid of what you're doing. It takes time. It doesn't go down instantaneously, but it also takes effort. So without me putting my hand to that plunger, there we go, that's the name of that, putting my hand to that plunger, then all the grounds wouldn't go down in the right way. And so another lesson this week, I had my 8-year-old do my coffee for me. All I asked him was push down the plunger, right? And so I come out, and the plunger is still up. And I'm like, hey, Jason, I thought I told you to make my coffee. Push down the plunger. He's like, I did. I said, but why is it still up? He said, oh, because I pulled it back up after I pushed it down. And so needless to say, it was overbrewed and it was so strong. Like, and I love strong coffee, but it was so strong. I was drinking on it all morning and I still poured out half a cup of coffee. And I had added like maybe a cup of cream. It felt like a cup of cream to that coffee because it was too strong. It had brewed too long. And sometimes we're doing our work and we have did the press, but then for some reason it didn't get poured out in the right amount of time, or it set too long, and what we delivered out was tainted, and it wasn't the pure form that God wanted us to deliver it in. And then we get to that point where it gets delivered and we're disappointed because of the response, but it really isn't on the people. It's on us. The timing of God is everything. So when God tells you to move forward in something, you move forward in it because it's for that season, it's for that time. Do we have to figure it all out before we move? Yes, Sharika. No, we don't have to figure it all out. All we have to do is obey what he said, set up what he said to set up, and then watch him do the work and bring the people there. And it's in this season and time, just prophetically, God is not about the masses. He's about that one-on-one. He's about those small people, small groups, and cultivating them. And so sometimes we get lost in that, oh, I have to meet the masses and have to have hundreds of numbers. But it may not be the masses. It may be 10 to 15 people, 20 people. That's the number he's given me for my gatherings. 20 people. Or maybe a one-on-one that affects so many more. So don't get stuck on that. So I encourage you today. I encourage you to get back in there, go through the press, watch God give you what needs to happen and pull it through, and watch God multiply the efforts that you're going to make. All he needs you to do is show up at the table, obey what he's told you to do, and then let him press you through to the next area. And in that pressing, you're going to be refined and you're going to produce this beautiful, beautiful, full-bodied work that will come forth and will reach so many people at a greater level and at a depth. Because in that pressing also what happens with the coffee and with us is that pressing creates a depth and a body to the coffee that's not just surface. It hasn't been just sifted through the water and just dripped through, but it's been set in it and pressed out, and so the goodness of everything else rises to the top. So I want you to do that. I want you to rise to the top today. I want you to press through, and I want to hear what happens and how it goes through. And so have an awesome, awesome day. Share the scope with others. And if you're in the replay, thank you for tuning into the replay. Again, this is Kelly Ramsey with Developing People, and we are discovering, developing, and launching you from greatness to your greatness. Thank you, Sharika. Bless you. And so just continue to share it. And have an awesome day. So now I'm going to press and get myself to work and get busy. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.